Hey everyone, this video is going to show you how to resize an image in Photoshop, and we're also going to be looking at how to crop an image based on resolution and width and height. So let's first look at the image size. I'm going to go up here to Photoshop's menu and go Image, Image Size, and then that's going to open up my image size window. Now if you're not seeing a window that looks like this but it says image size, you're probably in CS6 and it is going to look a little different, but it's okay because it still has all the options that we're going to be using. The first thing we're going to look at is width and height. Alright, I'm just trying to get this out of the way a little bit because I want to see this down here too. Notice how these two are linked together through this chain link right here. If I unlink that, whatever I do to this is not going to affect that. But if I link them, whatever I do in the width, equal amounts of that will happen in the height. This is called keeping the image in proportion. Okay? Now, I'm sure everybody has saw an image that is not in proportion. Let me show you what one looks like. Let's just say I want to change this to 4 by 6, but I don't have this checked, and I go ahead and I change that to 4, and I haven't changed that to 6 yet. Now, look how elongated the front of this train is. That's where you can really notice. You can see it on the people too. Like this woman right here, she just all of a sudden got really skinny, really tall and skinny. Look at her. That's how you can lose weight real quick, is just changing the width and height proportion of yourself. But it's a big no-no in the graphics world, and it is something that will make you look unprofessional quicker than just about anything I can think of in the design world. So be very careful when you're resizing your images and make sure you're doing it in proportion. Now, I'm going to check back on this. Now if I go to 4, see how it takes my height down to 5.33? It runs algorithms so it knows what size to make the height. You can't figure that up in your head. I mean, that's, sure you could, but it's a whole lot easier to have Photoshop do it for you. Come on, people, we're artsy. We're not math scientists or anything like that. Artsy people generally don't do math real well. Let the computer do it for you. It's your friend. If you know how to do math very well and you are into that kind of thing, feel free to do your own. But for me, I'm going to let the software do it. Okay, so anyhow, I wanted to change this image to a 4 by 6. And the computer says you can't. It says no, it's got to be 4 by 5.33. Well, I don't agree with that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the crop instead. But let's try this too. Let's go, well, how far off would it be if I told it 6? Okay, then the width is going to be 4.5. Well, that's not too bad. That's pretty close, but that's still not what Cindy said to do, right? She said 4 by 6, so I need to trim a half an inch off. Well, that's pretty easily done if you're cropping, right? Now, here's another thing. Sometimes I might say, I need that to be 4 by 6 at 72 ppi. Well, where the heck is 72 come in at? Well, that's in the resolution. So if I'm telling you I want it to be at 72, then you can do that. We can go 4.5 by 6 by 72. I'm still a half an inch off, but I can change that with cropping, right? Now, if I had the unchecked resample and put in 72, whoa, just took my resolution from 230 down to 72, but all that pixel information had to go somewhere, so it made my picture bigger, wider, and taller. Alright, so be careful with that. I'll have more videos on this resample, so don't get too carried away with that right now. Just know that you need to have that check marked if I'm telling you to resample something or telling you to change the resolution. For right now, you can keep it at 230. I don't care. Unless I've told you to change it to 72, and if I have, turn the resample on, take that down to 72. Now I'm going to leave everything the way it was in here, and I'm just going to hit cancel. Okay, now I'm going to show you a different way of cropping out your picture based on width and height and resolution. Alright, we're going to get the crop tool, and notice as soon as I click on that, I get this dotted line around my image, and then I can start pulling on handles. Now look here, while I've got my mouse clicked down, it tells me the height of where I'm at. It would also tell me the width if I was going this way. So now I know that I could go back in and change my image and image size and get that down to 4.5 by 6 if I wanted to do that. Or I could go up here and change my ratio, my width and height by resolution. That's what you want, not ratio. Width by height by resolution. Notice the width comes first, then height, and then resolution. This gets a little confusing for some people because a lot of times in photography, especially in the United States, they'll do the height before the width. Like a lot of your 4 by 6 images are really 6 by 4 images because they're 6 inches wide and 4 inches tall. So always pay attention to that. There's not a set way to describe the width and the height. Some people do width first, some people do height first. So always make sure you're checking to see which way that should be. But in Photoshop, it's width, then height, and then resolution. Now when I click on that, here is my width, my height, and my resolution. So my width, I want it to be 4 inches. So all I got to type is a 4, 6 for the height, alright, and then I can put in, I want it to be 72 pixels per inch. Okay, and now I have to decide, do I want to delete the crop pixels or not? If I want to delete them, I'll go ahead and check on that box, and then over here I'll say okay, yes, I want to commit to this current crop operation, or no, I totally messed that up, let's just get rid of that and try again. Okay, so I'm going to commit, and there's my image. Now, whoa, that got really small, didn't it? It's okay though. I can still view this online with my monitor because our monitors are basically set to 72 ppi anyhow. When we need a higher resolution at 230 or 300 ppi is when we're printing the image. The printer needs the extra resolution, the monitor does not. Okay, that gets confusing, and that's why we're going to have more videos on that later on. But for now, know that this is the easiest way to resize your images. I hope this has helped. If you have questions, just let me know. Thanks.